welcome back to another chill chat conversation and another review of Married at First Sight season 14 episode 2. Oh my goodness, these weddings so far, season 14 has been a confusing season so far, because it's just like, I want to say that there's so much potential, but I want to say that there's so much confusion as well, because how in the world does someone show up drunk to their wedding, y'all? Lindsay literally showed up drunk to the wedding. Now, it is normal for the bride and the groom to have a drink or two with their friends and family before the wedding. Okay, fine. If that's something they want to do, they provide them that, y'all. But Lindsay shows up drunk to her wedding. What kind of start to a wedding is that, to show up drunk? I knew Lindsay was going to be a lot. I knew she was going to have a big personality. And I thought that, Mark was going to have a big personality too. But when you put them up against each other, it's like Mark doesn't even compare to Lindsay's personality. She is just, here I am. This is what I'm thinking. I'm going to say whatever I'm thinking. I'm going to say whatever I'm feeling, no matter what. You never know what's going to come out of her mouth. You never know what she's going to do next. And Mark is looking at her like, slow down. Like, I can't keep up. Like, what is going on? And at first I thought, just hearing how both of them was very just like kind of boisterous and they had big personalities, I was like, okay, this may be good or maybe bad. And I'm starting to see now, just from one episode later, that I don't think Mark is going to be able to keep up with this Lindsay girl, because Lindsay, she is like a firecracker. Like, she is, in Mark's own words, a little bit of a lot for one day. Like, she was just being extra and overboard. Like, she kept interrupting his vows. She was like, had something to say about every little thing and just kept talking, and you can tell he was keep up with the conversation. Like, he couldn't really it's like he couldn't really follow all the way. I don't know, but like, Lindsay girl is going to be something. No judgment towards her, nothing like that. But I think Mark was even taken away, because I think Mark even envisioned himself as being outgoing person. Like, yeah, I'm Mark the Shark. I know what I do. I know who I am. This is me. But pinned up against Lindsay, he almost looked like he can't keep up. Just like he literally cannot keep up. But I love the way, even though she was doing a lot of talking, I do like how they was able to keep a constant level of communication throughout the wedding ceremony. Like, even during the dance, the pictures, they were communicating. And it seems as if on the day, the bride and the groom, they envisioned themselves being able to talk to their new husband and wife a little bit more than what they're able to. Because I know one couple even said that, I wish we had more time to talk, just spend time with each other during the wedding day, how everything kind of just went by really fast. So she made sure they had a way to talk, even if it was during their dance and even if it was during them taking pictures. I think they looked very comfortable taking their pictures. I think their pictures looked very normal, almost if they known each other for a while. So that was really cool to see that. And I don't know if it's because she was drunk, but she looked super comfortable to just be loungy on him, just lay on him. And yeah, so I think the pictures look absolutely amazing. Like I said, I love, just their constant conversation, because some of the weddings, you can tell that it's just really awkward for the couples to take pictures, to talk about anything in general. And like, even I noticed, they got a little heavy in conversation too, because they started mentioning their moms. Both of their moms, of course, wasn't present for different reasons, but it was having a conversation about their moms. And, so I like how they were able to kind of just have those conversations, kind of how they're going to communicate. In a way, I don't know. I still think that Lindsay is going to be way too much for him. Even when I watched the after party episode, you could tell he's like, I don't know how to judge this situation yet. I don't know how I feel about this situation. Just don't know about it. I feel content at the moment, but she is a little bit a lot, And for one, she was like, okay, I'm okay with cats. And she's saying, I cannot believe he has this amount of cats. We can't have 5 cats in one house. Like, you know, so I don't know. The whole thing is just kind of up and down. Like, it's just, I don't know. Watching them this season is going to be very interesting because I can see how either Mark is going to get really annoyed with Lindsay because of her loudness, or Mark is going to get annoyed because he simply can't keep up, and that is something he is not used to. Usually Mark is playing the role of Lindsay in his relationships, and now he's having to take a back seat, or is he having to be in the position that his girls used to be in when they were dating him. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they fluctuate throughout this season, how they communicate with each other throughout this season, how they balance each other's personalities out throughout this season. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're going to struggle, but I feel like if they're willing to work towards it, and if they're willing to just like accept each other wholeheartedly and kind of set those boundaries and be able to come to some kind of way from them just to be able to be themselves and everything be okay, it may work out. But as of right now, he looks scared. He looks scared, and she looks like she's kind of faking her contentment. Now, she did say, I think he is handsome. I think he is very genuine. She did say that. I know Mark said in the after party that she is not his typical type. Now, I don't know if he was referring to her personality, like it being so like bubbly, or her looks, or he didn't really give that much detail about if it was one way or the other. But I do feel like I think he was talking more towards her personality is just different than what he is usually attracted to. But he didn't seem to give off the energy that he was completely thrown off by her, but he was just like, whoa, are you going to bring it down a notch? And she's like, no, I'm just going to hike it up higher. So they're going to be a really interesting couple to see. Mark even referred to her as the wild child. He was like, my wife is a wild child. And for someone who is known as Mark the Shark to consider someone else to be a wild child, y'all, I do not know what's going to come of this season with these two. Oh my goodness. But that's pretty much all that I had on them. Like I said, I'm really curious. You know, even though Lindsay is a talker, I wonder how honest she's going to be, because we had a different side of the conversation with the cats than what she had with him. She made it seem like she was cool with the cats. I'll just give my cats away. But when she was talking to us, when he wasn't there, it was just like, no, a man with cats. You know, she kind of seemed to be off put by it. So I just wonder, like, you know, she seems to be boisterous and everything, but I wonder how honest she's going to be throughout this process. You know, because if you can lie about something as simple as cats, I mean, what else can you lie about? But then again, I don't know. That just could be my assumption. But yeah, I hope that they are able to balance each other out through vulnerable conversation, good conversation. You know, I don't think none of them mind talking. You know, so hopefully that could be an advantage to their relationship once they kind of learn each other more and learn more about how to talk to each other and how to treat each other. I think it'll be a pretty good balance if they allow it to be. If not, this is going to blow up in our faces, guys. And I can see it happening. But it's only episode 2, and we have so many more episodes to go. And so there is hope for this couple. But as of right now, if I had to judge if they were going to make it, my answer would probably be a no. And I think it would be, as much as I want to say it will be Mark to be the one to say no, I would think it would be Lindsay to be the one to say no, because it doesn't seem like she's a bender. In the form of, you know, I'm always going to be me and I'm okay with me. I haven't changed for nobody yet, so I'm not going to change for nobody now. Like, I can see her probably taking on that attitude just because she is very comfortable with herself. And that can be a downfall as far as compromising for marriage. But that's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong, could be completely off. I hope every couple have great success. But as far as right now, my answer is going to be a no. And I think it is going to be Lindsay, who is going to be leaning more towards no. And Mark may be the one who's just relieved by her no. So that's just my opinion. The next couple to get married is Jasmina and Michael. This was the couple that reminded me of my past relationship, and I was really concerned about them too, just because I've seen a lot of similarities of myself and Michael. But Michael, like in this episode, he really stressed how he wanted to walk into this marriage open, honest, and vulnerable. No matter what he had to do, it sounds like he's really making it his goal to make sure that he are those things. And his family did still show great concern if he was going to be able to do that, let down the walls and be able to be vulnerable. But I think he does have it in his mind that that is something he's going to have to be if he is going to have a successful marriage. And I think that is absolutely wonderful. If he can make those changes, it will work out, because that could literally be his greatest downfall. Because, you know, Jasmina has said since day one that she needs that vulnerability within her relationships, because she has not had healthy relationships. She has not seen healthy relationships. She was abandoned by her parents, both of them. You know, so she's going to need a relationship where she's able to throw her heart all in and get a whole heart back. And, you know, I if I was to be able to sit down and have a conversation with Michael, I would love to be able to tell him the things that I have learned from not being vulnerable and not being open. So I really do hope that he can go in and he can achieve his goal to be vulnerable, let his walls down, and just be his wholehearted self. You know, Jasmina, I feel like I have two different views of Jasmina, because I can see her need to have vulnerability, and I can see that she's a very vulnerable person. But on the other side of Jasmina, she kind of seems very particular in her thinking, and she doesn't seem like she's a compromiser either. She seems like she is very set in her ways, and she wants what she wants. And I think it's a good thing to come into any relationship knowing what you want. But if it's to the level of not being able to compromise or not being able to do what's best as you're learning your partner, then that could have effects all on its own. And I can potentially see that being an issue with Jasmina, just because she has had the mindset for so long that this is what I want, this is what I need, and this is what I need to get. And I can see that for Michael just now coming into his wanting to be vulnerable, and Jasmina being stuck in her ways, I can see how that may end up to be some conflicts. But then again, I'm hoping that Jasmina will be able to lean a little bit, and I'm hoping that Michael will be able to stabilize himself and be consistent with his vulnerability, be consistent and comfortable with himself. And I think that if they're able to do that, they have great potential. I think this couple have great potential anyway. You know, I can't see all the reasons as to why they're a match yet. But like I said, this relationship just resembles my past relationship so much that, like I said, I'm excited for them, because I feel like if they make those adjustments, they will be a power couple. But if they don't, I feel like they can end up just like me. Though this is one thing I did love, when Michael was getting ready and he compared his excitement for the wedding like standing in line for the roller coaster. Because I know I'm afraid of I'm not afraid of roller coasters. I'm more afraid of heights. But I have been doing good to get out there, because my ex-boyfriend, he was very adventurous and he liked doing things like that. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to jump on board some kind of way. And so I remember that we were able to go to Dollywood, and I was like, okay, no matter what, I'm gonna get on these roller coasters. I only have one rule about roller coasters. They have to have the seats that have the bars that come over. If it has the bars to come over, I would get on a roller coaster. If it doesn't, I am not getting on it, period. I will stand and wait for that person to get off the roller coaster. I would sit there by myself before I would get on the roller coaster without the straps on it. But I got on all the roller coasters with the straps on it, and I was very proud of myself, because that was a fear that I had. But I wanted to make sure that my fear wasn't going to interrupt his fun either. So I mean, and I remember when I was standing in line for the roller coaster and we were getting closer and closer and closer, I was getting excited because I was like, I'm actually getting ready to do this. But I was getting so nervous at the same time because I was like, I cannot believe I'm getting ready to do this. So like when he said that, I was just like, that is a great analogy for a wedding, because yeah, you're really excited. This is getting ready to happen. This is the process that you signed up for, or this is the person that you wholeheartedly love and you want to be married to. But there is no denial that there is some nervousness, because yeah, you are saying, I'm going to give you the rest of my life. We're going to walk this journey together, no matter what that looks like. And because you don't know what that looks like, and because you can't foresee the future, that can be really scary. You know, so his analogy on the roller coaster thing was just absolutely like just amazing. Like hands down, I thought their vows were beautiful, both of them. Jasmina, she showed her silly side in her vows, and then she got serious with it. And, you know, I can just see the sincerity in Michael's face of really wanting to bring himself to the table, bring himself into this marriage. You know, so like I said, I think they have great potential. I think they both have a healthy view of what they need from their partner and what they want to give to their partner. And so I am excited about them. I do hope that they can mentally and emotionally leave their past relationships behind them and not bring their hurt and their expectations of their last relationships into this marriage. I think that alone sets them up for success than anything else, because unfortunately they do have a lot of bad history with relationships. So I feel like if they were able to leave that behind them and focus on each other and focus on strengths and building each other up throughout their weaknesses, I think they will be a great couple. So, I mean, I think her wedding dress was absolutely beautiful. I think that he did a pop of color, you know. I think their pictures was amazing as well. Like I said, Lindsay was drunk, you know, so I still feel like her and Mark's pictures looked very comfortable. And I think that Jasmina and Michael's pictures looked fairly comfortable. It didn't look as if they was completely strangers. It didn't look as awkward as some of the other couples from other seasons has looked. So I think that was great. And I think just the fact that she called him out when she was like, you're not going to do a toast? Like, what you think this is? Like, this is our wedding day. You're not going to do a toast? You know, so I think the fact that she can call him out in like in a humorous way, I think that's going to help him feel more comfortable when it comes to being vulnerable and when it comes to being open. I think that if she can kind of show her silly side more than her like aggressive, assertive side, it would make him feel a lot more comfortable, and I think he will be able to bring more than he think that he even has within him to the table when it comes to this marriage. You know, so I am so excited about just to see the process of this couple. I mean, I know that in their minds, marriage is a very important thing. It's nothing that they are willing to play around with. I know Jasmina mentioned that. She said, I take marriage very seriously. And I believe that Michael does too. He hasn't shown any signs as to why he wouldn't take marriage seriously. So that also can be a very good advantage to their marriage. So as far as them being able to make it, like I said, I am on the fence. But because I see such great potential, if they do come in trying to really achieve their goal, I think that they can make it. If anything, just from what I can see, if they weren't to make it, I think it would be Jasmina who says no. So that is my verdict for that couple. But the next couple is Katina and Olajuwon. Guys, the more I see this couple, the more nervous I get. Because, and I say this very carefully, because I do believe that people can look themselves in the mirror and have a revelation that this is not who I want to be anymore. And as they're trying to prove that to themselves, they're also trying to prove that to other people around them who have known them as something different. And that all in itself can be a battle, because once you are used to seeing someone one way, or once you are used to knowing someone being one way, it is hard to see the different side of them as they're seeing the different side of them. I do believe that Elijah Wan really does want to be married and that he does want to change, but some of the things that he's said just in the last couple of episodes is concerning. And it could just be the fact that he hasn't changed his language, because a person can change, but they have to change language, behavior, mindset, thoughts, emotions, everything. Like, a lot of things goes into a process of a person changing, and change is a process. And so it could just be the fact that the language that he's using, he's so familiar with using. That could be my hiccup. But it's just a few things that he has said that kind of caught me off guard. And it just makes me nervous that there's a potential of him slipping back into his old ways. I want to think wholeheartedly that he won't. And I think Katina is in the place to where Katina was kind of like, okay, I go out. I like to have fun, but party days are over. I need to be more mature. I need to be more adult. Elijah Wan was playboy type. I do what I want. I do who I want. I care about me. It's all about me. And even in the different sense of party style, their lives look completely different. And you have both of them saying they no longer want to engage in those type things. Katina, her language suggests that she's following through with her goals. Elijah Wan, he still speaks as if he still has a little bit of playboy mentality. And like I said, change is a process, so maybe that is to be expected. I just fear that Katina is going to... I feel like Katina's going to feel like she's been played a little bit, because if he cannot gravitate to change and really make those changes to be a husband instead of a playboy, she is going to find herself in a compromising position. And I think she will be the one to say no, just because she's not going to be pulled back into none of that. And she has been cheated on so many times. Her relationships has been awful, according to her words. And for her to have an idea in her mind that I have a ex-playboy as my husband, that already has the potential of cost her a lot of anxiety and fear. Like, to just question, is he going to be who he says he's going to be? Is he going to be upfront and real with me? Do I have reason to worry? Is he really going to be a husband? Am I going to find him 4 or 5 months down the road look interested in someone else? Like, I don't know. This couple, like I said, they scare me. And then she kind of looked at, like, she's very shy. You can tell Elijah Wan is pretty outgoing. That's a given. Just his lifestyle. I said that she was shy, but I really got a glimpse of her shyness at the wedding. Like, when he started talking to her, she was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. You're going to have to slow it down. Like, I'm still trying to get over the fact that I'm just meeting you. I'm nervous. And he's just going on and on and on and on and on. He putting out all, he's pouring out his heart to her. And she's just like, yo, please slow down. Hold up. Just wait a minute. And so I could tell that she was very overwhelmed. She looked overwhelmed. She stated that she was overwhelmed by Elijah Wan. And, one thing I can appreciate how honest Elijah Wan was. He was very attracted. He's very attracted to his wife, and I'm pretty sure that made her feel really confident, at her wedding and things like that. So I don't think that all hope is lost. I know that his family showed great concern about him still putting his wife at too high of an expectation. And Katina is kind of just like, look, I'm calm, cool, collected. I like to eat. I don't necessarily like to cook, but I like to eat. We gonna have a good time. But the time of my life right now, I'm really on purpose to settle down, build a family, start maturing. And I'm hoping that they are able to learn a lot of things together, because for one, they're still young. And they are both on the path of a more mature journey. And so that is one thing that I'm excited to, I'm hoping that this season is going to show us, and that they're going to show us, that it is possible for two young people to come together, set some goals, and actually have a healthy relationship. And so that is my hope for them, is that they can mature together, they can learn together, and that some of those expectations that Elijah Wan have, it could just be positive experience for both of them. Maybe they both can learn how to cook. They can take some cooking classes. That's awesome for couples to do. Culinary classes. I mean, they can do so many activities just to be able to do some things that they've never done before within a couple. They live single lives. And even though Katina was in several relationships, she was still somewhat single because she was always the other woman. And so she never really had that really grown-up relationship to where she was her man's everything. She didn't have to fear. She didn't have to have reservations about anything. So I'm hoping that they can asset to each other's lives, and they can mature together and have all of these awesome experiences together. If not, I think that this couple is not going to work out. And I think that Elijah Wan may be the reason. But I say that, and I feel bad about it because I don't want to judge him. I'm in the season as well where I am trying to do a lot of changes, and I wholeheartedly want people to see the changes that I am making, even in a short period of time. But unfortunately, sometimes we don't have that benefit. Sometimes it takes time for people to really see the change within us, and so I don't want to prejudge him. So, but like I said, if I had to give a verdict, if they're going to make it, I have a lot of fear. And so I do say no, but I have a lot of hope that they're going to be a great asset to each other if they allow themselves to be. Now, one situation that I can wholeheartedly see, if Elijah Wan is really trying and he's not doing anything wrong, and if Katina still has her insecurities about questioning him if he's doing wrong, that could send someone in a down spiral really quickly. Like if Elijah Wan is really doing what he needs to be doing, he's not looking at no other woman, he ain't worried about no other woman, and she still has her reservations because of past relationships, that can push him into wanting to do those things, or wanting to just fall like, you know what, this ain't worth it. I'm trying to show you me. This ain't working. So I can definitely see that being maybe an obstacle they may cross. There's so many things that can come to play here. So I don't want to make any more assumptions because I feel bad about the assumptions I've already made. But like I said, if I just had to choose, I don't think this couple would make it, and I think it will be because of Elijah Wan. So, but as of right now, I'm going to wait to do the other two couples in the next review because I want to save all of my feedback for after the wedding. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed episode 2 review of Married at First Sight season 14, and until next time, you guys, I hope that you have a beautiful and blessed day.